We'll get started. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amy Wright, Assistant Director of Career Readiness. As a former adult learner myself, I earned my degree while parenting and working full-time. I truly appreciate the dedication and persistence that each of you brings to your education. I've really enjoyed connecting with many of you over these past few weeks over email, learning about your academic and personal journeys, and I'm so happy to welcome you tonight. I'd also like to recognize several members of our VTSU community who are here to support and also celebrate you. Tonight's speakers include Dr. Lisa Hayward, Associate Vice President of Online Program Administration, Dr. Nolan Atkins, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Professor Megan Meacham, Program Coordinator Communications, and Dr. David Berg, President. And we're also pleased to have additional Vermont State University leadership and staff with us, including Dr. Kelly Beckwith, Vice President of Student Success, Paul Yoon, Chief Culture and Compliance Officer, Ryan McClure, Senior Student Success Advisor, and Allison Aroldi, Student Success Advisor. Thank you all for being here. Before we begin, here's a brief look at our program. We'll start with opening remarks from Dr. Hayward, then we'll review the award criteria and the meaning behind the Adult Learner Honor Cord presented by Dr. Atkins. Afterwards, we'll hear from our faculty speaker, Professor Meacham, and finally, President Berg will offer closing remarks as we celebrate your hard work and accomplishments. We're honored to have you with us tonight. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Lisa Hayward, Associate Vice President of Online Program Administration.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And on our side, it's an absolute honor to welcome you to our very first Adult Learner Recognition Ceremony. Tonight is about you, our undergraduate online learners, and the remarkable journeys that have brought you here. At VTSU, this recognition is more than symbolic. It comes from a genuine recognition and a genuine understanding of what you have carried with your families and overcome to be here. Over 30 years ago, I was an adult student in the education program on the Linden campus. I had 2 children under 4, and on winter mornings, when the night temperatures dropped below freezing, my car door, I had this ancient clunker of a car, my car door would freeze shut and not open. And my first task of the day was to unthaw the door of my car by throwing a bucket of warm water on it. And then I would hope the car engine would turn over before I could drive to Linden up the highway, ignoring the check engine light that had been on for probably a few months, before I could drop off my children at the Linden Children's Center, and then drive up to campus in time for my 8 o'clock math class. I know that many of us on this panel, including Amy Wright, our Assistant Director of Career Readiness, and Professor Megan Meacham, who's going to be talking later, have similar stories. But collectively, we know that many of you do more, face more, and overcome harder, more complex challenges than we had to overcome. Adult learners do not come to VTSU with empty calendars. You arrive at our campuses, in our online classrooms, carrying full lives. You have children who need breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, homework help, and rides. You've got parents who need care. You need jobs that demand your time and your energy. You've got homes to manage. You've got military service. And you've got communities and partners who you love and support. We know that you balance your work shifts, your family responsibilities, that you pay your bills, and that you face all the unpredictability of life, often before you even open a book or log on to your Canvas course sites. And we know that your learning happens in the in-between spaces of your day. It happens in the morning before the house wakes up, and it happens in the early morning and on quick breaks at work. It happens in parking lots, in between appointments, and it also happens late at night at the kitchen table when everyone else is asleep. Behind every assignment that you submit and every discussion board post written, we know there are quiet sacrifices, plans rescheduled, sleep shortened, and moments when it might have felt easier to stop than continue. And we know that many of your dogs went without long walks. And yet you continued. You kept logging on. You kept reading. You kept driving to campus on those cold, dark mornings. You kept thinking. You kept contributing. You showed up to your courses after long days at work, after caring for your kids, for your partners, for your parents, and after dealing with the unexpected. I want to say clearly, we know this was not easy. The fact that you are here tonight is testament to your resilience. Well over 100 adult learners registered to attend this session tonight, but we know that many more were not able to attend because of their other commitments. But regardless of whether you were able to show up tonight or not, you have every reason to be proud of yourselves and each other. And so to our adult learners, whether you're early on in your program or nearing graduation, we hope that you take a deep breath and truly feel this moment. You didn't arrive here by accident. You arrived here through choice after choice to keep going. You belong here. Your experiences, your voices, and your goals matter deeply to this institution. That persistence is not small. It's an act of courage and grit. It reflects a belief that your education matters for your own future, for your family, and for the example that you're setting for everyone who's watching you. Our university is stronger, more thoughtful, and more grounded in the real world because you are a part of it. And now I have the joy of introducing you to Nolan Atkins, who's our provost and academic vice president. Drawing on a career that began and continues in atmospheric sciences, Dr. Atkins has been a steady and stabilizing presence for the university through many kinds of weather. And now here's from my German joke, including those sub-zero nights when my car door froze shut. He was here, and it's truly been an honor to work side alongside him. So President, Provost Nolan Atkins. You were, I think, president at one point. I'm turning over to you.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. I greatly appreciate that and really well said in terms of honoring our adult learners tonight. I just want to say a couple things. I have two tasks in front of me. One is to go over the award criteria for those of you that are here tonight, and then also to explain the honor cord as well. But before I do that, over the years, I've had the great opportunity to connect with adult learners, and all I can say is I have the utmost respect for what you do. To either whether it's your first time in higher education or if you're coming back, it's truly remarkable. And if and many of the stories are on the website, and I went and previewed. It's just amazing what you're all doing. So, and it's inspiring. So just my hat's off to all of you and what you're doing and what you're accomplishing. So, in terms of the award criteria, they are as follows. The first is this celebration is open to learners who are at least 24 years old and who are at least 3 years older than their same grade peers. We are honoring students that are established here at VTSU and are matriculated into an undergraduate program, as Lisa noted, whether it's a 2-year program and a 4-year program. And if you go to the website, you'll see that that you all represent the wide variety of the degree programs that we offer here at VTSU, whether it's engineering, nursing, psychological science, business, and the like. Um, all of you who are being recognized tonight are currently active in your degree program. You're either enrolled, or you were enrolled in the fall 2025 semester, or you're currently enrolled in the 2026 semester, and you're making satisfactory academic progress toward completing your degree. These criteria reflect the dedication, the perseverance, the commitment that define our adult learning community, and we're very proud to celebrate every one of you who meets these criteria. So those are the criteria. In terms of the honor cord and what it symbolizes, our adult learners may receive an honor cord to be worn as part of their graduation regalia. The adult learner honor cord is made up of 3 colors, teal, royal blue, and silver, and each carries a very special meaning. This cord represents your commitment, your resilience, and the extraordinary balance that adult learners bring to their education. So the colors, teal. Teal symbolizes growth and transformation. Many of you return to school seeking new possibilities or a new direction, and teal reflects the courage it took to begin that journey. Royal blue represents determination and leadership. It speaks to the discipline you've shown in your studies, often while managing work, family, and other responsibilities. And finally, silver stands for resilience and wisdom, the strength to keep going through challenges and the life experience you bring that enriches our entire learning community. Again, another point that Lisa made very, very well. Together, these colors celebrate not only where you are today, but everything you've navigated to get here. We hope you wear your honor cord proudly at graduation as a symbol of your story, your perseverance, and the powerful example that you set for others. And I believe we will add information about how to get your cord to the chat. And I see that it just appeared. Fantastic timing, Amy. Thank you for that. And before I hand it over to Megan, if you're graduating this May, congratulations in advance. And I'm sure President Berg will note the same, but look forward to seeing you at whichever commencement that you're participating in. Fantastic accomplishment and just all the best. So with that, I will turn it over to our faculty speaker, Megan Meacham.
Thank you, Nolan. I appreciate the introduction. Good evening, everyone. I had a chance to take a look at some of your stories this afternoon to garner some inspiration, and there are some incredible ones. So thank you for sharing them. It's a real honor to be asked to speak to you all tonight. I've had the honor and privilege of having many adult learners in my courses over the years. And for many years, I was teaching a master's level course in the education department, working with many students aspiring to learn how to integrate technology into their K-12 classrooms across the state. And in my program, the communications program, we've had several adult learners over the years who have aspired to come back to arm themselves to be journalists, multimedia activists, and filmmakers, just to name a few. In both cases, there are some common themes that have inspired me as an educator that make working with adult learners exceptionally unique. For one, adult learners are masters at balancing life and education. As it's already been mentioned, most of you have lives, families, jobs, responsibilities that keep you actively pulled in other directions on a daily basis, but you continually set time aside to better yourselves and your education. And it's something, quite frankly, that a lot of our younger students could learn from, and many do by having you in their presence. You are masters at balancing the act of life, and it's not an easy task. You are an inspiration to those of us who have the privilege of teaching you, because we know that your motivation for being in our classrooms is likely a little bit different. For some of you, it's earning that thing you started and just never got around to finishing. For others, it's a pivot, a realization of a new interest that might lead you to more career opportunities. And for some, it's that thing that you never accomplished right after your senior year of high school that you wanted to complete now because it's important to you. But it may also be a part of being an inspiration to your children or your family to show them that getting a degree at any point in life is possible. There are lots of reasons, but you're here and you're doing something that still evades many people. You're furthering your education and working towards a degree and earning them. Believe it or not, you actually make our classrooms and learning environments a better place. You motivate younger people around you. You bring a perspective on subjects to a table that is more seasoned and refined, that reminds those of us in the room that there are lots of ways to think about something. You are oftentimes the one asking the questions that others won't. There are people who or you are the people who younger students lean on for support, and who those of your same age and caliber lean on for support as well. And you provide an important voice to topics that you as adult learners are more in tune with. I'll tell you a secret. I am more motivated or most motivated by the adult learners in my classroom because you force me to be a better teacher, to be on my game, to really impart what I know and make you better future professionals. As adult learners, you have the privilege of oftentimes being the student most remembered, the student who stands out, who we as faculty would tell you shape our class. That was true for psychology and human services student and adult learner John Condon, who we lost at the start of the semester here on the Linden campus. In talking with his faculty, he was the one who made an impression on his peers for being the person who brought the class together. His bigger-than-life personality was one that could be seen down a hallway from afar. Everyone knew when he was around, not only because he would shout your name, but because his energy he brought to a classroom was just a really special kind of energy. I know you probably don't realize how much of an impact you make on your faculty and peers, but please know that it's a huge one. You are an important part of our community, a growing part of our community, and we are honored to be a part of your journeys. Please know that when you're alumni, you are equally as important to this Vermont State University community as you are now as students. And it's now my honor to introduce President Berg.
Thank you, Megan. Professor Meacham. I got so enthralled with your remarks that I had to fumble for the mute button for a moment there. I just am honored to be part of this event this evening. The stories that we've talked about and we're going to showcase and we're going to display a link to momentarily of many of you are just remarkable. I think the reason that I've worked in higher ed as long as I have is the inspiration of our students and the incredible challenges often that folks overcome just to be in class. To be pursuing that degree. So I want to circle back to the survey that Amy had posted and offered at the beginning, because your answers in terms of why you're doing this work, against a lot of odds and without a lot of free time, personal goals and career advancement coming up among the top there. And I just want to say, okay, good. Let me offer some validation. There have been a series of stories recently that you may not have seen, because I think that we've seen a lot of narrative in popular media questioning, is a degree worth it anymore these days, or what's the value of a college degree? And when you look at the data and analysis, it shows that a college degree and credential is more important than ever before. It's usually you see these stories using income as a basis for that measurement, and certainly that's an important consideration for all of us. You'll hear data or information about making twice as much as over a lifetime with a degree than without. But I always like to frame it as being more than money, as providing options and opportunity in life, and specifically opportunity to pursue your specific dreams and interests. And I think that more than anything is what this credential can do and will do for you. And so hearing that those are your goals, both career advancement and personal goals is heartening. And again, I just want to confirm that you're on the right path, and that this will lead you to opportunities and options that you are either aimed toward or maybe haven't even considered yet. So. The work you've done to be to where you are today is remarkable, and so I echo the praise of the prior speakers for all that you've done and all that you've accomplished. And I want to end us here tonight by we've teased it a few times now, and I see a clamoring in the chat to see it, right? That there's a a website documenting some of your stories, and we're really excited to launch this new webpage celebrating the stories of our adult learners. Many students generously shared their bios and photos, and we've highlighted them here to recognize their achievements and to inspire others who are balancing education with work, family, and life's many responsibilities. So this page honors the dedication, the resilience, and the diverse paths that make our adult learner community such a meaningful part of VTSU. And with that, I think we're going to drop the link so that you can check that out. And Amy, I hope I stand correct in saying that this will be something that we can add to and modify over time. And we'd love to collect more of your stories at this site. So with that, again, thank you all so much for joining us. As Provost Atkins indicated, those of you who are graduating this May, I can't wait to have the opportunity to shake your hands and see you in person if you're attending commencement. And to all of you, again, congratulations. Have a wonderful evening, and thanks again so much for joining us.